Hello. Hello. Are we there? Are we there yet? Oh, I think I messed up the camera. There we are. There we are. Was that fun? That was fun. That was a little, it's like, is this thing on? Uh, Dude's got tunes back. See? Yeah. I think this was one of the first songs I ever played when I went live. And I got this, I found this. Thank you, Earl and Melba. Got a props to the former owners of the home. I always thank them for all the bountiful stuff they left in this house for us to move around. And this is part of what they left. It's an under cabinet mounted CD player. You know what? It plays the Christian Christmas music as much as it plays the Concrete Blonde, and I'm grateful for it. Let me get this out of my pocket. It's kick ass, man. Kick ass. Glad to have it back. It's Concrete Blonde. Hello, everyone. How are you all? We're going to talk about how the market has come like full circle, and it's kind of like, man, it ain't nothing like the heyday of COVID, right? The COVID, everybody was locked in their homes because the boots were on your neck. That was fun. And you couldn't go out and you couldn't gather unless it was, a protest. So you couldn't spend your money, and then you were locked in your house and you had to entertain yourself. So you got high-end books. Well, that's over. It's over. But let me say hi to everyone. Hello, Mark, Mr. Weapon. Yes, and I'm obviously riffing a little bit on what you're saying there, doom and gloom. Phil, good to see you. Slid the vehicle in behind the house. You just slide it back there. You know what? They can't get us all. Mike, did I say hi to you, Mike? I don't know if I did. Patty, Mitch, yo, Brandon. Happy Monday. All looking forward to another rant. I don't know. What's up, hardcover fanatic? Alex E is here. Kevin's here. Jay Stone's here. Robert is here. Tim from It's Terrific is here to talk books. Here we are. Greetings and salutations, Stephen Wayne Allison Jr., Graham Jones. Everyone dance now. Da, 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 do, do, do. That's all I got to say to you. You can't really dance to that. David Perry, number one's here. Hello, everyone. Still in Hollywood. Thought I'd be out of here by now. Let's check in with the Magic Duff Bucket. Magic Duff Bucket. You got some of that. Got to get up to get down. Wiseacre. We've been here, Mitch. I'm glad you're seeing me pour this. I gotta get. You said you were gonna brew some more Jeff Word, so I gotta hit you up for another what dozen? Another dozen? Maybe a dozen? I don't know. What does my doctor Mitch recommend? Oh my God. Yes. So like most weeks, you guys are going to have to carry the show. I have very few notes. I think I used up all my material in the newsletter, and we could talk about those things. That's fine. That's fair. We could talk about those things. We could talk about the cheap seats, which is what I like. When you get the cheap seats with the best views, and you get a lot of sprayed edges. I was at Walmart the other day. That's where I'm at in life, at a Walmart. And I went by the books, and like every book had sprayed edges, and they were all fantasy. It was like, what is it, Fourth Wing, that Rebecca Yarros fantasy? Fourth Wing, Iron something, Iron Wings, Iron Ass Cheek. I don't know what the iron or the wing or the fourth or the wing or the ass cheek, but they all have sprayed edges now. And I think that's cool. I do. I appreciate it. I like having more affordable special editions. So, but it seems like that's getting very common. Is somebody calling me? Are you calling me? I don't know who's calling me. It's very unusual. I'm going to have to go to airplane mode. More Jeff Ward Stout, about 3 weeks out from having it ready. Okay. So in a 3 weeks, yes, Stephen Wayne House Jr., I do take notes. I jot things down when I want to talk about the things that we talk about. I want to have something. 2 sickuses of beer for you. Sickuses? I'm never a sickuses of beer. Picked up Tyler Jones's Sidewinder on Amazon for Finn. Nice. Yeah, the fantasy genre is really going all out with the sprayed edges. It's like, and you know, they're not going all out with the sprayed edges. It's the publishers, because the publishers believe in the fantasy books, and it's probably backed up by sales. But, you know, at some point, people respond to the energy that's put out to promote books. Like, even I have seen these really cool covers and sprayed edges and thought, wow, that looks special. That looks like something that the people who created it really believed in, and I should then as well. It just sort of folds into itself. That's why humans reward confidence. People who have confidence don't have to have intelligence or skill or anything else. If you have confidence, you've won. And that's, people respond to it. Like, if somebody says something assertively and definitively and with belief behind it, you believe it too. You're like, yep. Well, he said it. I don't know. She said it. I don't know. Fortunately, we outsource all our thinking for other people to determine what's true or not. They're not as cool as my Child Alone lettered with sprayed edges. No, because they have little dots that are the stars. Man, I'm glad I picked up this pen right in time to do the little dots thing. Otherwise, it would have been like a finger. The new copies of June at the bookstore have colored edges. Blue, red, and orange are what I have seen. Yeah, and then they're going to make people trying to get all the colors too. And then they're going to do the stupid thing where they turn the book around so you just see the page block. I already know. But good to see you, Lance. Your notes are as real as the piece of paper on Weekend Update. Oh, Weekend Update with Dennis Miller. Remember that Weekend Update with Norm Macdonald, Seth Meyers? Oh, the Weekend Updates. Who was the first one? Was it Chevy Chase? Was he the first one? Weekend Update. My hair looks like it has highlights. I trust you know me well enough by now to know my son wants to stab me. Well, I mean, that's okay. You're not going to get much, but yeah, those books merely imitate the fine press editions, right? Chevy Chase. I hate Chevy Chase, to be honest with you. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I thought National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was a pile of shit movie. I hate that movie. And I really dislike Chevy Chase, except for on Community. That was a funny show. I only saw like the first 5 episodes or whatever. I didn't see much beyond that, but Chevy Chase was good in that. Yes, I can admit it. I'll admit it. Yep, he's a tool. He is a tool. He's like a real jagoff. And apparently Chevy Chase is a city or a neighborhood right outside Washington, D.C. Did you know? I didn't know that. I mean, I did know that because I said it. But at one point in my life, I didn't know that. Man, I got Concrete Blonde going, so we're going to get into copyright territory tonight. He was appropriately Chevy in Caddyshack. Chevy Chase is also a bank. What are we dealing with here? Did the simulation run out of names? I don't know. And why was that his real name? We need to look into these things. I mean, not on this channel, not tonight. We're not going to do it tonight. But Jeff, I know how you're always hoping for new authors and publishers to further drain your funds. Cairo Terra is about to release the 2nd edition of the H.P. Lovecraft series. I've never read an H.P. Lovecraft story. I have his collected works somewhere. Like, well, it's one book. I don't know. Could you collect all of them in one book? I don't know, but I have it floating around here somewhere. Never read them, and that is like a sin. I understand. That's like saying I'm a priest and I just didn't read the Bible or something. I don't know. Like, I can't sit here on my altar of lies and tell you I know anything. Got mine ordered. Cairo Terra. I just like saying Cairo Terra. Valiant effort, my friend. He has been ignoring my advice on Cairo Terra for about a year. Is it only a year, Stephen Wayne Ellison Jr.? It feels like there could be more time packed in there. Although time is like taffy. I was in a meeting today. I'm not going to say who the meeting was, but it was a meeting. It was for work. In that meeting, I was joking with someone else in the meeting, felt like microwave minutes. It felt like it was a full hour of microwave minutes. And if you know anything, microwave minutes are at least 5 minutes to the minute. So it was like 5 hours. And it was awful. It was really awful. So this last year, I mean, these last 3 years basically have gone by in a flash, but also have been like oddly stretched. The simulation has run out of movies and TV shows, I guess, hence all the reboots. I will say, you know what gave me a new appreciation for a movie I'd seen a long time ago was Creepy Couch. They were watching, Chad and Mary were watching John Wick. Oh, I'm like, it was like a Creepy Couch episode that just sucked me in, and I was there. It was very cool. It was very cool episode, and it did remind me that the first John Wick movie was good. Was really good. It was like the first Taken. You know, that both those movies were awesome, and then sequels happened, and you know, the last John Wick was awful. It's like, can a movie, you get a movie and you're like, you want more action? That action sequence wasn't long enough. We're going to make Keanu Reeves climb 200 stairs and fight every step of the way, then fall down all 200 of those stairs as he's getting his ass beat, and then climb back up 200 stairs all the way and fight. And then at the top of those stairs, go into a duel. You're just done. You're like, I don't even have the stamina to watch this. How did you film it? What are you doing? And it's just like a complete, it's like, yes, you can have too much action. Yes, you can. You got me hooked on them. Stephen Wayne Ellison Jr. gets a kickback if you buy Cairo Terra. Every time I say Cairo Terra, he gets a quarter. We've switched to plane crashes for entertainment. That's not even funny. We got Zachary here. Zachary Long. Is that the right Zach? I don't know. These are blurs for me, people, and I'm kind of goofy. But we have a pilot or somebody on the airlines involved, and man, does that scare me to think, yes, these planes are just. Let me tell you a secret. Goosebumps is actually a documentary. Damn, is it really? Tell that to Zach from Zach's Books. Another Zach. And he had a book. He had a video today. Or was it 2 days ago? I don't know. It was a recent recent reads that he really liked. One of them was Mine by Robert McCammon. And I'm waiting to see him do a Philip Fracassi. I'm gonna comment on one of his videos and say, dude, you gotta do a Philip Fracassi. Because that will really be the test of Zach from Zach's Books. That'll be his test. Has he ever done one, Tim or Mitch? You guys have seen probably more Zach than I have. You probably got the Zach's Books calendar. July is a little, he's got his Star Spangled banner going, it's a little saucy, a little spicy. But I didn't buy it. I won't do that. But you guys might have. I don't think he has. Hardcover Fanatic says no. I can't tell you how happy it makes me that Zach's books ended up on Tim's top 5 watch channel. Yes, I saw that. I saw that video, and I thanked Tim for the shout out. And I if you didn't see the video, Tim from It's Terrific did a top 5 booktube channel, his top 5 favorites, and I'm on there. Sean Lynch from Too Many Books is on there. This guy Andrew, who I should follow, because if Tim gave him the vote of confidence, then I'd never heard of him. So I want to see that that channel just to see. And Mike Vaughn, was Mike Vaughn one of them? Mike Vaughn. Producer Jill actually introduced me to Mike Vaughn. That guy is a character, but he's like Edgar Rice Burroughs, right? Sherlock Holmes shit, he's like that sort of, that golden era, whatever, of detective and King Kong and stuff like that. Like, that's not my thing, but he's a character. He's the best thing though, like, he's an authentic soul. Authenticity. If I feel like you're full of shit, like, there's some booktubers out there that they are just full of shit. Zach's just trying to hustle. He's not full of shit. He's just a hustler, right? He's working at Home Depot. No, he's working at Menards. Then he's doing the channel, and Stage Mom Wife's having a baby, and he's trying to keep all the plates spinning. And he's kind of gonna crack. Zach's gonna crack. He is. And I think some people are watching the channel for that moment. It won't be televised. It'll be like, he'll come on once and he'll have a bandage or something. And he'll be like, I'm sorry, it's been like 3 weeks. Shit's been real around here. It's kind of how he is almost every time I watch him. But Tim put him in the 5. That was great. I'm like, you know what? I feel bad for dishing on him. But what Tim said about me was like, he goes, I was watching Jeffing Off was the original channel name. He's like, and I thought, I could do that, which is like the most backhanded compliment you can give somebody. Like, I saw you and I realized I could do that, but this guy could do it. Oh my God. Anybody can, which is funny. It is funny. And I think RJ Honeykey, no, Tim can actually do it. So that all props to Tim. He did it. He walked right up to that microphone. He dropped it, and he's going strong. So he could back it up. RJ Honeykey tried to do it, and he actually had me interview him, or I was on his channel, and he couldn't do it. So I'm not saying I make it look easy. I probably make it look stupid. I probably make it look like, yeah, there's no rocket science behind that. He doesn't even he's wiping the lens at the beginning of the show. Like, come on. Really? How much does it take to just do that? Flip a switch, get an iPhone. So I get it, but I had a hearty chuckle at that. I thought it was funny. I've told Z-Man to read FRACASSI, but he hasn't. Mail Z a FRACASSI book. Oh, that's a good thing. Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr., I think you're onto something. Won't make a difference. He doesn't read with his eyeballs, just his earballs. I know. At like 6 times speed. Tim impersonating Sean was priceless. Oh my God. Yeah. You guys got to watch that video. I like Mike Vaughn and Talking Story. Yeah, you can't not like Mike Vaughn. I can't. If you don't like Mike Vaughn, there's something wrong with you. You're an evil person. I think it's like a dog. Like, you can't. If you hate dogs, I just look at you like, what? What are you? Get out. Who are you? Leave. And yeah, and so Mike Vaughn is like just such a good, authentic soul. Mitch, you can gift a free audio book. What do we say? Mitch, you can gift a free audiobook to people through Audible if you already have it. That's a good idea. I like the reviews where Zach can't remember the book because he was playing a difficult video game while he was listening to the book. You know, on one hand, it's like I've watched his videos and I'm like, dude, you could edit this out. You don't have to say that. You can get up there, and that's the thing about the lives. The lives, you don't edit anything. You know, sometimes I'm sitting there sweating an itchy mustache hair that's like poking my nose. And I'm like, it's just like I'm trying to not. Ugh. But with a video, you can edit out every you could say, oh boy, on the rewatch, there are things that you're like, why did I even go into that? At least for me. So you could cut it all out. But Zach is like, I don't know. He's talking about the books. He's putting himself out there as a booktuber, as an expert, as somebody who wants to bestow wisdom upon his viewers. And he's like, I don't know. What was that book? He doesn't know the book. He doesn't know the last book he read. And he complains about his life. Like, at least make that part entertaining. Don't just sit there and go, I got more hours at Menards and I couldn't get to the mic. I don't know. It's just that's too funny. You guys do it all in your special way. And I think that's the thing. You just and not everybody's gonna agree, but you just gotta do your own whatever. Whatever, you know. Dude, tell me you've at least heard of the Daniel Green booktube drama. Somebody mentioned that. So was it you, Noel, that somebody shared it on my Jeff Word page? I didn't look into it because here's the thing. I think Daniel Green is a dickhead. Like, I've watched his thing and everybody puts him up there. If I'm thinking of the right guy, Daniel Green, I do not like him at all. Like, I don't like him. I think he's a piece. He's super phony. I don't buy it at all. Like, he loses me on the authenticity. It just doesn't pass the smell test for me. So I don't know what's really going on, but he had a side piece. Is that, can I say that? I don't know. I don't know what's allowed now, but by number one was here. She wanted a VIP studio audience seat at the live, and then at the last second said she didn't want it because I was too loud. It's too loud live. It's too much spittle flying. So yeah, and then she kind of got crazy. Jeff, I like the way you had fun with making a video and weren't trying to be a know-it-all. Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, I never would try to. That's why you guys are great. And I said you guys need to carry the show this week because you guys got to bring more knowledge. And I am not a know-it-all. In fact, that's what I like about Sean Lynch. He's very knowledgeable. When you watch his videos, he's all about the books. And, I do like that. I got to do a channel on just Bradbury and Jones, leaving everyone else for you guys to cover. Well, we got Fracassi covered, I guess, but we do Jones here. Got caught up in the Daniel Green saga. So what is up with that? Who or what is Daniel Green? He is a very polished booktuber, a very nice setup, perfect lighting, perfect cameras. I guess I should have prepared. That's the one thing I could have prepared for tonight with the Daniel Green stuff. But that's how much I don't like the guy. Insane stuff. I'm glad the truth finally came to light. I seriously had a hard time following this series of events. Did you know about the new post and delete in which she made new allegations and deleted it? I've got all kinds of family trouble, and that's why the dog's gone, but don't ask about it because it's private. Is that something that Zach actually said? Oh, Daniel Green, I really agree with his book reviews, and I don't care about his weird personal life. But he just seems like a not a good person. Ball dropped. Oh, yeah, 2 balls dropped. I think I've seen 3 videos of her, but see that she's deleting some. So, do you want me to go into this? We can research it live. We do it live. Oh, that's not the right thing. Is it on X? Where is it? Daniel Green. I don't know if I know it all. Daniel Green YouTube. Who's Daniel Green? Uh-oh. By YouTuber Naomi King? Does she not know? Well, I got to share my screen. It's all on YouTube. I'm not sure if you'll find everything as she's taking down stuff. Sure, man. It's not like you made a list or anything. Let's see. Who is Daniel Green? I don't know what's going to show up here. This is MSN. YouTube musician Naomi King has accused booktuber Daniel Green of SA, sharing a viral video in which she details cease and desist letters sent by the fantasy news creator. Daniel Green, one of the most prominent booktubers on YouTube, is known for promoting books and delivering fantasy news updates, where he covers mainstream fantasy, his own books, and personal writing. With over 500,000 subscribers, he's been active on the platform for several years. The 23 viewers noticed his hiatus in content around May when he announced on his community tab, "I will be stepping away from the channel and social media due to mental health concerns. Regularly scheduled videos will be on pause. Thank you for understanding." During the period, Naomi King alleges she was essayed by the BookTube star and later received a cease and desist order from him. In a 34-minute video she opened with the statement, "2 years ago, YouTube Daniel Green threatened to wipe me off social media. So if I disappear, you'll know who did it." The video is private now. So yes, this he said, she said stuff is really a tar pit. It can pull you in, and at the bottom you could just die. Right? It's not going to help. Maybe later. I'll personalize later. I don't know what all this stuff is. Anyway, it looks like she's taking stuff down, putting stuff up, and she's talking about cease and desist letters. I don't know if that's maybe a grocery list. Well, the story is that she basically tanked her own case, so the whole internet turned on her. But she couldn't have tanked her own case if there was a legitimate case. No, I mean, it sounds like what you're saying is she told on herself. You don't have to worry about that here. So let me just say that right now, my mediocrity will continue unabated in the ruts. See, now maybe I should do fantasy. He's got 500,000 subscribers. He's doing fantasy. Joe Abercrombie, is that like what, and I don't know. He's a young guy. Like he's a fresh-cheeked lad that I don't think I could get away with his thing. So this whole thing is a big WTF. And it's the sort of thing that I see. This is the tip of the iceberg. And if this is like 11:30 at night and we're all going to bed soon and I just stumbled upon it, I might start digging like, that's really bad, as I sip whatever I'm drinking and half pay attention and half fall asleep and just like, oh, that's enough for me, and go to bed. This is the sort of thing that's like, man, we know too much about too many unimportant things. Hey, dudes, I know it may seem like a radical idea at first, but hear me out. Let's not SA people. Just an idea. Spitballing, if you will. Yes, that's a great idea, Stephen Wayne Elson Jr. I think that is a policy that is like a given. It should be in any civil society that is not cool. If he did it, yeah, he should get the full weight. But it sounds like she told on herself. So It might not be. It doesn't matter though. In the grand scheme of things, it's a very personal story. Although I was never a fan of his anyway, so it just hit that what I picked up on some frequency, some vibe. It's pretty easy to do. He just seems like an entitled asshole. I mean, he seems entitled. He seems like he doesn't appreciate his viewership. He expects it. Like, Jeff, me listening to you has always been consensual. Just so you know. Well, that's good. I appreciate that. I don't want to invade anybody's ear balls. Is that what you, Mitch? You call it ear balls? But yeah, start with reading The Blade itself. Yes, I know. I was recently outed as never reading the First Law trilogy. And I saw Before They Were Hanged. Oh, did you guys see that? It's starting to land. Curious Kings, Before They Are Hanged, Before They Were Hanged, Before They Are Hanged. Oh, man. I was gifted The Blade itself from Anthony K, a PC copy of the standard edition. And I didn't buy Before They Are Hanged. Why didn't I buy that one? As in, like, you were gifted this starter was, the first one's on the house. Now buy the other one. Because I didn't read it. That's pretty much it. I bet you had I read it, I'd have been like dying for it. And that's gonna go like through the stratosphere. The Blade itself is like almost, I mean, the book costs 200 pounds published, 215 pounds. And it's now selling, it's getting like $1,000. The last time I checked, it's crazy. So at the very least, I would have had a set of the first two. If I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't my bag, I could have sold them. Not that I ever do that. I never sell. And I'm going to have to. I am definitely going to have to start selling stuff. Or somehow clearing space out and getting it moving. The funniest part to me is that the dozen or so booktubers that clout chased siding with Naomi now posting apology videos. Oh, that's good. See, that's a wrinkle I like, because it's just they just immediately pick a side. You can't. You cannot. And I said that when it was Neil Gaiman. Like you just can't automatically. Then new information comes out. Then you see details. Then you're like, yeah, I see. And you just can't just knee jerk something like this. It's a very probably complicated, intertwined issue. And you come out looking awful. And yeah, those are clout chasers. And then you got to wonder, was she clout chasing? And so it's all very, and it's so pathetic, because even at his level, his high level on YouTube, 500,000. If I forced YouTube to pick me or Daniel Green, yeah, I'd be bye-bye, right? But even at his level, that is nothing. That is not fame. That isn't celebrity status. It's pretty sad that people will clout chase even at that strata. You know what I mean? It's so pathetic. You're going to be somebody who's attaching yourself like a parasite to the ass cheek of a guy like that. I mean, come on. That's really sad. Glad to out you, friend. Yeah, Christopher, you did that. You did that. I picked up the same frequency. Yeah. My earballs tune in every Monday. It's so funny, Mitch. They seem like folks that are eager to tell on you. True colors. Yep. I've DNF'd 2 books in the last 20 years. The Blade itself was one. Damn, 2 books. What was the other one, Tim? I've DNF'd 2 books in the last 20 years. Wow. I DNF'd. I'm DNFing more. I can't name the books I've DNF'd, but I've DNF'd more. And trust me, Tim, the older you get, the quicker you will be to DNF. But the blade itself, I figure I made it through Brothers of the Wind by Tad Williams, which was high fantasy. I didn't hate it. I just thought there's so much. It's like walking into it's almost like walking into what I'd imagine it would be like walking into Liberace's home. So much ornate bullshit everywhere. You got a chandelier, you got gold trim, you got gold foil, gold plated stuff on the walls. It's just like very, very, very ornate and overdone, and not like ancient Italy artisanal murals or anything like that, where they did the intricate tiles. There's ornate stuff that is very tastefully done, but gaudy. I'd imagine Liberace's home, very gaudy, shag carpet, can't breathe in there. And that's kind of how Brothers of the Wind was with all the naming, these highfalutin names. And I had to hear about a lineage, ancestry before I even get to who is this person in front of me? Well, they're the heir of the son of the bitch of the witch of the west of the crown of the third kingdom next to twice removed wastelands. And I don't give a shit. Who is this person? Why should I care about this person? Unless this lineage is the only thing. And it's like, I left European history in high school, so I really don't care. And these names I can't even pronounce. It's like Lithuanian born, and then you just go like Lithi. When I read it, I'm like, oh, Lithi. What did Lithi do now? And so I did finish that. And I did recognize the story behind all that finery. I did see something that was really kind of interesting. And then it was a prequel to Dragonborn Chair, and I'm like, no, I'm out. I actually had a signed first edition book I gave to my brother-in-law, who likes that high fantasy stuff. I can't even pretend anymore. But I was on the understanding that the blade itself wasn't that far gone. It's the woke cancel culture. They took a loss and it was glorious. I've never read an Abercrombie book, but I'm starting to feel some FOMO. Isn't that? Yeah, that's the tingling, the itchy. How about Tyler Jones's Patreon stories, huh? Anyone thinks his voice belongs on a meditation app? Yeah, he's very smooth. I gotta get back to those video series. Yes, you gotta really support his Patreon. 100% agree on TJ Patreon. Yeah, I'm a pretty simple lad. If I don't like you, it's 100% you and the vibe you give. That is that's like, think like a dog, be a dog. Dogs are very simple. I have DNF'd one book in my life. I got to know what so when you call out a book that drastically, I got to know what it is. I wish Brian James Freeman did videos in the same way Tyler Jones is doing on Patreon. Brian James Freeman does not do video. I wanted to do an interview with him on here. He's like, no, I won't even talk about Chismar. Like, we could talk about your time at cemetery, just like Francois when I interviewed him. And then when we got done, he's like, man, I was really worried about bringing up Richard Chismar because I thought you were going to go off. I'm like, you know what? It's not my story to tell. I'm not Barbara Walters. This isn't 60 Minutes. I'm not trying to dig the truth out of you. I want you to tell your real story. I'm not going to get challenged on it. Nobody's going to do that. Not on my channel. And so, and if Brian James Freeman was like singing the praises of Richard Chismar because he took this college kid and brought him into the publishing world, you'd never hear nothing out of me to tell Brian James Freeman that he's wrong or he's complicit in any of the shenanigans or anything like that. That never happened. So, but I don't think he does interviews, at least video interviews. I tried to DNF a book once, but then I got hella bored and finished it. Yeah, we want to know, Mark. Mark, we want to know. You're not even telling us, man. Mark, you got to tell us what you DNF'd, and same with you, Tim. Has anyone here read Wake Up and Open Your Eyes by Chapman? Getting very good reviews, and I got a copy in my Pandy Press box. I've heard negative reviews from one of the few I trust. Yes, I'm probably in that same boat. Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr., I probably saw the same review of someone I trust that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I would say, Mike, I don't think you're going to like it. I don't think you will like it. So, Jeff, it was like the beggets in the Bible. The beggets? Beggets? Oh, the begets. He's begotten of begotten of begotten. Yeah, it's sort of like that. It's when you go through all of those, and it's like, can you just? I don't care about the lineage, and if the lineage is important, then yeah, it needs to be in the story. But man. Whoa, Tim, you need to try that again. What was it? Oh, yeah, the blade itself. Yeah. I figured people would get on that. Good to know. I had moved it up my TBR stack. Yeah. The blade itself is the worst of the Abercrombie books, in my opinion. The first 3 books make up one incredible story. Don't give up. Damn. I've never heard that. Great. I got the worst of the first lot. And then I didn't even bother buying the next one. Yeah, Jeff Terry, hard copy investigative journalist. I'm reading Wake Up right now, and it's my least favorite Clay McLeod Chapman book by a wide margin so far. Madhouse by Dark Regions Press. I thought that was an interesting gimmick, right? Isn't that an anthology, but it's one story picked up by different authors? I actually have it somewhere. It did look a lot of like, I don't recall it, so please don't be upset with me. Oh no, I might be thinking of Chiral Mad. I don't know. I might have both Chiral Mad and Madhouse. One of them is an anthology written by, all different authors, and they just pick up the same story and carry it forward. The concept sounds cool. It sounds cool to me. But if I recall, there were a lot of no names and D-listers involved. And that's not always bad, because it just because someone's not that widely known doesn't make their material bad. Like, look at Tyler Jones. He's phenomenal. And I don't think enough people know who he is. Same thing with Phil Fracassi, Chad Lutsky, Keelan Patrick Burke. Same thing. All those peeps. For the record, Mitch isn't the person I trust. Wrapped Up Kin, now on a Cottonmouth. I got it. Oh, so you never read Kin. When I read it, it's going to be Cottonmouth, then Kin. I can't wait. I don't know. I feel like character readers will enjoy the blade itself. Jeff, are you character driven or plot driven? That is a good question. I would say I am character driven. Like Blake Crouch writes great original techno thriller. And it's not even plot driven. It's mostly device driven. Like, he creates this device and then he builds around it. You could tell it feels that way anyway. And I dig those, but then I really dig like somebody learning about somebody's perspective and somebody's motivations and approach to the world, and like, how does that jibe with mine? So I would say I'm probably more character driven. I'll forgive a lot if it has to be well written, has to be interesting, it has to have a point of view, has to be intelligent, or at least not insulting. So plot, I mean, it does have to have that. So it's like, yeah, I'm all the above, but I probably favor character more. Clay McLeod Chapman was such a letdown on my fantasy team. Oh no. Jeff is 100% stout drink. Yes, that is true. I'm just finishing up The Ferryman. I started it and found out a few days later that it was being released by Levidian. Great timing. Yeah, he said he was doing a trilogy, an author who had a trilogy, a New York Times bestselling trilogy that was published by Cemetery Dance. I'm like, yeah, then he's doing The Ferryman. Although the passage was amazing. I loved the passage. And then the 12 blew it all up. It was a muddled mess. I'm like, wait, what? It's possible there was too much time between each because the passage has got 12 vampires, 12 different stories that kind of intermingle and they become this thing in this lab and it's very big and epic and bold and awesome. And then it fast forwards to the future, which is like the Stone Age because of the events. It's like the post-virus US. And it's all kinds of really interesting things, but it's a very complex mesh of characters. So when you get to it was the 12, it gets really complex and then it starts to unravel. And then you're finding like the strands just don't hold. And then City of Mirrors, I just couldn't even. I started that. I DNF'd that before I DNF'd a lot of books. So yeah. But it doesn't mean the Ferryman's not going to be great or good. I didn't buy that one, but I almost did. My big DNF was Ready Player 2. I threw it across the room 5 years ago. I'm still pissed off at that book. Did you leave it on the floor where you threw it? Never cleaning it or around it, just as like a reminder. Some lucky people on Barnes and Noble now know who Tyler Jones is. Yeah, he had a big event. Is Ready Player 2 the one where there's a whole planet about Prince? Don't diss Prince on his own planet, you get roasted. Side note, just finished Better Call Saul. Man, what a show. Yes, I loved it. Am I happy with how that ended? I don't know. Producer Jill hates the ending. But you did love the show. Jill, your voice almost made it to the microphone. Be careful. I'm just saying, be careful. We're capturing sound and light in here and transmitting not to 500,000 subscribers like Daniel Green, but I'd say subscribers that matter the most. We got the quality. The quality. Better Call Saul is amazing. I thought in some ways it was better than Breaking Bad, which was phenomenal. There's very little. I was told I should watch The Wire. I never watched The Wire. I was told that's great. And then I watched Ozark, and I really liked it, but that last season sucked. The last half of the last season sucked. So I would never watch more if they did more. But the first, was it 3 seasons? The first 2 were great. Not as good as Better Call Saul. Not as good as Breaking Bad. But there are no shows that are that good for me. So is that character driven or I don't know. You tell me. It's a gimmick written by a bunch of authors, but it isn't well done at all. Jeff Strand is one of the authors. I'm moving soon, and all my books are packed, so I can't get the other authors. That's right, Mark. You commented you're moving again. What? How are you moving again, Mark? You just moved. You were like, I've moved. I am here. I am done. I never have to do this again. And you're moving. Why? Why, Mark? I hope everything's okay. You got Beef Daddy worried. Don't like that. Are you okay? I mean, well, I'm asking, Jill. I don't know that I made it that far. It was unreadable. The author and publisher should be sanctioned for putting out something that awful. The authors are Mercedes Yardley, Jeff Strand, John Skip, Megan Arcuri, and Rena Mason. I think I have that because I think I have a Megan Arcuri signature in that, and it was something I won or something. Patty, put up crime scene tape to cordon off the area. Yes. Ready Player 2, several hours. I'll never get back. Pissed. Money Grab, Ernest Klein, right? Is that the author's name? That ending hurts so good. Also, Daniel Green hates Dark Matter. So, yes, a piece of shit. That's right. I remember his takedown of Dark Matter. That's right. I totally forgot about it. And there are ways to criticize a book without sounding like a complete entitled ass bag. Yes, now I remember. He is such a douche. That guy, what an asshole. Yeah. The way, because he was so smug and cocky, right? It's like, I don't know who's read a Daniel Green book, but Dark Matter became a series. And if he had legitimate points to make, see, most of the time it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, how you are delivering it. And he was so smug and self-righteous in his opinion. Yeah, what a dick. Oh my gosh. What a dickhead. Yeah. No, I totally forgot about that. Because so like I've criticized Dark Matter. I said third rule of time travel is like Dark Matter perfected because it adds that character depth I need. Like that rounded it out, made it like to me heads and shoulders above Dark Matter. But I still loved Dark Matter for what it was. It was like again, Blake Crouch is the H.G. Wells of our time. H.G. Wells did The Time Machine, The Invisible Man, War of the Worlds. He took a thing and showed how a man or mankind would deal with this disruption to the natural order. Island of Dr. Moreau. So that's the same thing Blake Crouch did with Dark Matter and Pines. He took a thing that disrupts existence as we know it, this linear existence, not just time travel. It's not, Dark Matter was interdimensional. I'm not going to tell you what Pines was because that's a huge, awesome twist. And it's so awesome that I would never, ever, ever want to spoil that for anybody. And so he like H.G. Wells, he takes that device and then studies humanity through it. It's like classic sci-fi. And Philip Fracassi also did that. Like, what if someone had the power of manipulating time and tinkering with things based on our grief and suffering? It's the same thing Stephen King did with 11/22/63. This man comes face to face with a choice: save JFK or preserve this new life he's created, and which one's going to win. And then the ending happens, and I'm not going to say it what happens, but I thought it was a very rare, excellent King ending. But anyway, Daniel Green, the way he took down Dark Matter was such douchery. I mean, it doesn't mean he needs to be accused of crimes he didn't commit. I mean, it's like, yes, it's not, but yeah. Speaking of moving 6 or 7 months after our arrival here in Arizona, my books were finally unpacked a week ago, and I've spent the last week reshelving them all in new built-ins. Nice to see them. What a great experience. Like any chance I have of going back to my shelves to show a book is like, it's great, right? Isn't it? You're reshelving them. You're like, I could start all over. I'm going to put the McCammons, and then I'm going to go like, yeah, that's a fun thing to do. So Mark, he moved from Seattle area, Jill, and he moved to AZ, Arizona, where There is no break from the sun. Everything is good. Moving to the place we wanted 3 years ago. There wasn't anything available. Now there is. It's much closer to family and friends, Jeff. So it's good. So he got the place he really wanted. All right. Well, that's a good story. I didn't know if you were what the deal was. Like money ran out. You had to, live in a van down by the woods, down by the river. I live in a van down by the woods. If you're asking me about the ferryman, it's not bad. Definitely went in a direction I wasn't expecting. Not quite finished with it, but I probably will finish it up tonight. Yes, and congratulations, Ron and Mark. Congratulations are in order. Yes, to both. Cheers. Cheers to you. No problem. Did you know The Fisherman? Love that book. Hope to see a small press publish it one day. Undertow did it. It's super expensive. I want that book. Every time I go to McKay's, I look up John Langan, The Fisherman. I really want to read it. So I didn't. I'm with you, David. I'm with you. You just moved from Seattle, correct? We now have a Seattle realtor and had one at our house today about when we should put ours up on the market in Austin. Austin, Tejas. Moving to Seattle. Different words. Kevin is, Jill. Kevin. She could be following along on her device, but she's just going to sit and listen to me. Yep, out of the gray and drizzle and into the perpetual sunline. A welcome change. Yeah, but you're like an ant under a magnifying glass that can't really ever get out of the range of the magnifying glass. Trees nothing grows in Arizona past 5 feet tall. There's no shade. Shade wasn't invented in Arizona. Matt Foley, yes. Oh, what do we got, Dad? We got a Willie Bill Shakespeare over here. Just flew to Savannah and missed the start. I catch you guys on the replay. Zach, we talked about you stay safe in those skies. Be very safe. I don't know how to tell you to be safe, and you know how to be safe. But we worry. We worry here at the Jeff Word. I mean, I worry. Hey, bought a new car when we moved here, and since we are moving, I bought a new car last week. What? Okay, you do all the things right at once, Mark. You get them all. You get new cars, and we were looking at a new car, and we don't have $80,000 for a run-of-the-mill new car. Don't have it. Don't got the 80 grand. I'm not Daniel Green. What a dick. I totally forgot about that dark matter thing. BookTube should not be like that. Like BookTube, of all the places to go. There are some videos, if you've ever seen videos, there are people that talk about guns on YouTube called PewTubers. Holy shit, I've never seen more men with more opinions on more things than PewTube. It's insane. And so you'd expect some bad behavior or some aggression there, but BookTube, it should be the safe space. Really, it should be. Unfortunately, Undertow has seemed to no longer do limited or lettered editions, but they did that one. I don't know if you could find it anywhere. I could use a car. Yeah. Kevin, if you have any questions about the Seattle and real estate market, different areas to live, et cetera, let me know. I was there for about 35 years. I don't want to put it in chat since it's archived, but if you email Jeff, he can provide it for you. Be glad to help. Don't hesitate to do that. Email me, Kevin, or message me on Facebook or whatever have you. Contact me whatever way you've contacted me in the past, and I will get you our man Ron Clinton's email address. Happy to do that. Unfortunately, yeah, I just read that. Okay. Sorry, I traded the old one in. I get bored with cars quickly. Damn. Kevin don't really know how much about the real estate market, but I know a lot about Seattle neighborhoods. Oh, look at that. You got the real guides. I've got the Evenson Undertow book. It's sweet. Well, don't hate me, but I do have the Undertow Fisherman. Fisherman, that's if you've had a little bit of wiseacre, you don't say fisherman any longer, apparently. Fisherman. Yeah, I interviewed John Langan on this channel, and I had no idea who he was. He signed Blackwater for Suntop. And so I interviewed him in his capacity as the introducer signatory. And he spoiled Blackwater for me, which I'm not going to repeat, but he spoiled it for me. Yeah. So John Langan personally spoiled Blackwater for me. I think I should have led tonight with that. John Langan. Let's start a new controversy. Daniel Green has one. He's got 500,000. Maybe if I have a controversy or two, I'll get, a couple, 2, 3 more thou subscribers, subs. I don't know. Let's get a Twitter beef going. Jeff, that's okay. He didn't know who you were either. I've got to go read Blackwater this year. I want to read it real bad. I've heard a lot of great things about it. But then again, I heard a lot of great things about the blade itself. Oh, I'm starting to turn red. I'm toasty. I'm just toasty. I don't want to be toasty. Ugh, PewTubers, skull shirts, highlights in my hair. They are not highlights. I don't know how I got that effect. I'm not hating it, but because it looks like I actually put effort into the show. Blackwater was good, a little long, but good. It's 6 books. All publicity is good publicity. I mean, yes. I got Poe under the desk right now, so I got to be careful. I bump him. I forget he's under there, and then I bump him, and he gets up and he looks really offended and sad, and then he lays on the floor over there. And I got to say, we're out of the woods on him being nuts. I know that was in the newsletter yesterday. I know. But I posted the newsletter really early in the morning Sunday, and the rest of the day, he was Mr. Mellow. He calmed down. And I think it's because Willow, who's unaltered, isn't like sending the signals out no more. And he's sort of like, oh, okay, emergency's over. Now he's cool as a cucumber who's about to lose his cukes. He's, I'm going to feel so guilty when we do that. When we take him in to get fixed, he's going to look at us like, you sons of bitches. Like, he's never left our site since we've gotten him. We don't put him in a kennel. We don't leave him alone. I work from home. Somebody's here all the time. He's never been alone since we've picked him up at 7 weeks, ever. The first time in his life he's going to be without us is going to be when he gets his huevos snipped. The betrayal. Then when we pick him up, he's going to I don't know what you did to me. I kind of went to sleep for a bit. I was in a strange place. What did you do to me? And I'm going to feel so, I'm not going to be able to make eye contact with him. I'm not going to be able to look at him. I know that it's going to cut me. Not going to feel right. Well, here's how behind I am. Just now into Goblin. I loved Goblin. 6 stories. Loved it. My first Mallerman. You're not far behind. I mean, who am I to say that, right? I just read Black Mad Wheel. I got to read that. Got that sweet SST edition. Pearl's coming soon, I hope. I was here a little late. I was the Bradbury Conversation Tree shortstop book discussed. No. Anyone grab a copy? I couldn't justify the price. reward ratio, but kind of wish I could have. No, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I have not followed Conversation Tree at all in a while. I did know they did a Treasure Island, and then Suntop this last Thursday released their Treasure Island. The numbered sold out. I was a little surprised because nobody was buying the artist edition, and the numbered went. I think I gotta say, those illustrations are awesome. There's something about them. I mean, and that, what is it? Gilsey print? Gilchi? What's it called, Jill? Glycey print is just gorgeous. I love that. That the artwork in Suntop's Treasure Island is can't be beat. I think that's perfect. And so I'm glad to see the numbered sold out. Lettered hanging out there, like there's 3 lettereds or 2 lettereds or something. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, it's like nobody is selling out anymore. That's why I was shocked at Mystery Walk. Boom, gone. It's gone from Midworld last week when I was sharing that with you. The next day I went back, it was gone. You guys either gobbled them up or something. I don't know. But so I'm surprised at some of the things that sell out. But I'm more shocked at the things that don't. So, for example, you got Third Rule, Broken Binding Edition. It's only $50 delivered from the UK. That's cheap for a signature, 500 print run limitation, sprayed edges, the only hardcover of the new release. I mean, come on. It seems ridiculous because it is. Because it is ridiculous. Ron, I did not and agree with your math. Jeff, is there a set date for Jeff Con yet? We are thinking, so I haven't told you, I submitted for the venue. I got denied. Then I went there and I said, you said these dates won't work. And they said, walk around the building and you'll see why. Well, they're renovating the space I want. And I asked, when are you going to be done? They said, we're going to be done around July. I'm like, well, I want the spot in October. Well, I came back. I didn't get to talk to the person I needed to talk to. And I came back home. And the next day I got an email saying I could have October 11th or November 1st. November 1st is Saturday. I don't want to do that because what's the day before? Halloween. Making people travel on a Halloween? No, I'm not going to do that. And then if I have it with Halloween, I got to do something super special on that Halloween ahead of the Jeff Con, which I'm barely getting together as it is. So I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have one big beautiful day, maybe a dinner the night before, a great fest the next day, and then maybe a brunch the day after. Maybe not. I don't know. All depends on what people are up for. But I'm thinking November 8th. So I'm going to resubmit the application for the space. It's probably going to be in November 8th or maybe the following week. But I'm not going to get it close to Thanksgiving. So that's sort of the sweet spot. So I plan on making out to Seattle this summer to see friends. Nice. We're going out in the mid-April for a week or two. Seattle. Another month, it was an easy pass for me for TI. I just don't get it, but that's me. Oh, don't get Treasure Island, yeah. Is American God still available? No. I haven't sold out of Brother's Keeper yet. I may need help with marketing, Jeffy. I did a video on this. This is a great story. I loved it. I thought it was like, and it's one of those things like, you could say, does a short story really deserve its own little chapbook? Yes. This is its own sort of mood. And I would say, Mitch, if you ever did an enclosure for a chapbook, a freezer or something like that keeps things cold would be this story gave me chills. I loved it. Um, I don't know what else to say. I run up on a wall. This is a creepy ass story. It's really creepy. And it's not creepy in that jump scare ham-fisted way. It lets you it lets you walk around and not really feel the noose around your neck until it's too late and the floor drops out from under you. Is that a good pitch? Because this is a great thing, and I think everybody watching right now should get one. Links in the description under the video. So, I loved it, and I saw you do prototypes. Right? Are you doing a red? Is this red? Bright red? Because it would make sense. That would make sense. Very cool. I don't know when I'm getting Altman's tongue, but it's an Evenson story, a collection that's coming from Earthlings. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I don't know why you're not sold out. America Gods looks to be sold out. I think he might have taken them off the site. Mark, yeah, 10-page story, one illustration, hand-painted paper decorative boards, but otherwise kind of plain Jane. For $100, couldn't do it. Mitch, can we threaten people? I welcome all threats. You've just empowered your customers to threaten other people, Mitch, just from a legal standpoint. Suntop Artist Edition, Born a Man or Woman, Richard Matheson. Did that sell out? I don't know if that did. We can look. You go to Suntop Editions. I can get you answers. Store, and I think it's pre-orders, right? So, Born of Man and Woman, the artist edition, the numbered edition, and the lettered edition are all available. Pre-orders. All of them. Born of Man and Woman. Anyone you want. All states are available. Yes. I just got the Jim Butcher novella from Subpress and was disappointed with the shipping. Wasn't in a box. Was wrapped in a bubble wrap. Yep. Send ARCs to Z-Man, Mitch, or Daniel Green. How about that? I could just imagine what the post office could have done to mangle it. Yeah. No, that's awful. That's terrible. Subpress knows better. Seems to be a very popular mode of shipping. Yep. Everybody's cutting corners. So I wonder if you would try and read it or if I need to do an audio version. Mitch, that's the thing. You got to record one long voice message on his phone, and that's the audio book. And just tell him, that's the title, or you just say, Brother's Keeper by Brian Evanson. Here, you know what? I'll get you started. You want me to do? I could do that. Want me to get you started? And this should be a tease for everybody here. And I still haven't read the intro, so there you go. Don't even come at me with that, man. So you open it up, and you go in your best NPR voice. Brother's Keeper. Late in the month, just as a year was dying and a new year was threatening to be born, Jens found he could no longer delay, that something was deeply wrong with his brother. There you go. Silky Tones LLC. That's my audiobook company. Silky Tones LLC, Jill. It's so silky. That's the jingle. Yes. So hire me to do the audiobook for Z-Man, and you can have all the publicity 5,000 subscribers can afford you. Lance Warren seems to be yep. The actual book will be red, as in the color. I want my brother's keeper. Can't wait to read it. It's good. Hope it's on the way to the Mitch. Hope it's on the way to me, Mitch. Boy, I have a lot of publishers to change my address with. Oh man, you do. You do, Mark. I didn't even think about that. Maybe, but as a minor, is Mitch still liable? No, probably not. He'll go to juvie. Like they'll put him in juvenile detention, where I was threatened with many, many times in my wayward youth. Jeff, I tagged you in a pic on the color. BK Brothers Keeper will be on your Facebook group. Okay. I thought it was red. Oh, so yeah, he's dropping a hint to everybody. He's like, Jeff, show the goddamn thing. Show it. He says it through his teeth, as Mitch is known to do. So, all right. Let's I'm getting it, Mitch. Man, I just feel it from Tulsa. I just feel it all the way from Tulsa. So here it is. Oh, where did I go? Did I go? I went. Here it is. Badass. So I'm not gonna lie. Jeff Terry, this is for your live if you want to see the color of Brothers Keeper 3 minutes ago. Look at it. He even bordered it in red because he knows branding. He knows branding. Look at that. That is very, very cool. Very cool. I love that because, like, it comes through on this, but there's a reversed out quality, red and black on that, and this, of course, black and white. So I like that. There are reasons I like that. Carved in salt, which I have not read yet. Don't tell Tyler Jones. Sweet baby Jesus, don't tell Tyler Jones. Oh my God. You don't have to tell him everything. Mitch, is this authorized by Rapture? I'm getting my attorney. At some point, are you going to make slipcases for the chapbooks? Something that can hold 5 to 10. I've been working on prototypes. They will be able to hold at least 8. That is pretty sweet looking. It is. Mitch will gladly have his small children construct an enclosure for anything you got for the right price. Yes. Mitch, what color of thread are you using for this one? I know how it's thread and not string. Yeah, I know now, or I now know it's thread and not string. Probably red. I mean, that would only make sense. 8 sound like a good number, will look good and nice in the bookcase. Look nice and good and nice. Nice and lovely. Oh man. Okay. All right, so there's that. Did that move any Brothers Keepers? Because the numbered edition's available. And so is the print. I actually had it up here, Mitch. Oh, wait, where did it go? I had it. Uh-oh. I think I messed up. I had Rapture up here somewhere. Anyway, it was in the newsletter. Psst. It was in the newsletter. David, don't you dare call it a string. I'm going with either natural white or black, though I thought about red. I got to see how it all looks. Yeah, I think maybe you're right. Red covers and red string is maybe too much. Maybe too on the nose. But no, Mitch, you got to do red string. Think about it. Right in the middle of the book, that red line. I think you got to do red, Mitch. It's not like, I don't think you have a choice. I don't think you have. Mitch, I'm not telling you how to do this, because you already have it designed and all that. But what if right in the center of the book is an illustration of the apartment and that red stitch? I don't know. That popped into my head. I know the red line in the middle is so perfect. I know. I've got to order this. Yes, you do. It's good. It's a really good story. And I'm a little pissed off that I'm going to have a new author that I'll be wanting to read. So I literally tried that, but I couldn't get it to work right. Could have been so. Oh, that's a shame. That would have been. And I don't want to say anything really about that because I don't want to spoil anything. But that would be cool because I do dig that illustration of the apartment. I dig it. It really was a good call to have that. So, damn, that would have been cool. Anyway, brother's keeper, and I don't know if you spilled the tea in private or anywhere about who's next after Brian Evenson, but I'm even more excited because now it's Chris Panettiere and Brian Evenson you've introduced me to, and they're both great. So I'm fun backstory in that I had Brian sketch me the layout of the apartment, so the art was based on that. Oh, really? Yeah, that's tease it, Mitch. Who's next? They want you to tease. Can you tease? Who is next? Should I be silent until he pipes up? Put more pressure on him? Yeah, only 28 people. Well, 25. Well, it says 25 up in my counter there. So, however accurate that is. And nobody watches. It's not like I'm Daniel Green, for Christ's sake. Daniel Green. After the latest blog entry, Jeff, I almost feel sorry for your Grady Hendrix anxiety. I didn't order them. So if you needed relief at some point and are in the market for trades, let me know. Yep, lost another 3. Well, I'm at 26 now. Yeah, I was just talking about it. So does that, like, are the Grady Hendrix fans, like, big time fans watching? Because if I was a Grady Hendrix fan and I'd never seen these, I would get super itchy wanting the gold and the silver foil. I would get real itchy. I would need one of each. But I don't know. Ron, are you a Hendrix fan? The SST ones. My SST Hendrix set is still available. My God. That's part of probably fueling why I'm so shaky on this set. I never did get How to Sell a Haunted House from SST, and that's the only one I'm missing. But you know who else I collected way too fast? Paul Tremblay. I got all the SST Paul Tremblays, but I've read 2 of his, and I've really liked them, Cabin and Head Full of Ghosts. But I also skipped his last one, which was Paul Bear's Club. I said, no, I got to stop somewhere. So oddly enough, I stopped at Paul Bear's Club on the Paul Tremblay set and How to Sell a Haunted House on the Hendrix set. So I'm only one off. That is irksome. It is irksome. Plus, I also want to support Paul Fry, but I can't do it. I can't keep going. In a lot of ways, it has to space and money and all that stuff. So anyway, yeah. I've only read Final Girls, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm holding I'm holding out for my next read of his, or my very first read. I don't consider an audiobook a read. And I know a lot of people do, and that's all fine. I'm not judging how you ingest your literature, but to me, it's still one step removed from the actual experience of reading. And that to me is in its purest form. So I understand if you're visually impaired, audiobooks are a savior, right? That is like, I understand if I was commuting to work and driving a car for a long way and I had an audiobook in there, it would be a lifesaver. Yeah, definitely. So, if I was a carpenter and worked with my hands and I could listen to audiobooks while I worked, but for me, it's like, it's got to be the book. So I'm going to read a Grady Hendrix book, and then maybe My SST Hendrix set will become available. Yes, Emma Hendrix fan. Mostly we won't talk about We Sold Ourselves. That's the one you didn't like. Yeah. Next is a female author, is a Shirley Jackson award-winning finalist and Stoker Award winner. Female author won a Shirley Jackson Award. She was a finalist and a Stoker Award winner. Did you ever say who it was? Because I'm not getting any ring-a-dings in my head. Or did you? Or did you? Did you? Did you? Tremblay is still a must-read for me. That's cool. He's great. And I stopped reading his after I've read 2 of his books. Or I should say I stopped collecting his after I've read 2 of his books. But I still have a horror movie with the book plate, trade edition, sprayed edges. And I also have Paul Bear's Club trade edition with a book plate. So I still did continue. Just be glad you didn't buy a lot of Bentley Little books. Oh my God. Ignore my poor grammar. Sarah Pinborough, Pelayo, Pinborough, TD or CC. Jason's here. I'm back. What did I miss? Nothing. We were just sitting here waiting for you. We were doing a countdown. How long till Jason gets here? I don't know. Who brought the nachos? I haven't publicly announced it yet, but I think I've told you in a DM before. You probably did. Seal Ketones. Do you sing his one song? What? Is that on my microphone? Seal Ketones. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Now you've blown my mind. He has old man brain. Yeah, I have another hint, but it may give it away. Catriona Award? Yeah, you probably told me in a DM. But I can't go through all the DMs. I can't. There's too many. Did you talk about it in a group DM? I don't know. I'm scrolling casually, and if I stumble on it, no, whatever. I'll be excited when I see it, and then I'll remember, and then I'll be like, why didn't I remember? Wow. I seriously think we talked about everything I wrote down. She's Canadian. Holy crap, just realized that I am way behind. Didn't realize the app paused me. It's funny. I think he mentioned it in our beta admin chat. Yeah, so beta. He probably did. I'm not going to dig through it. That's fine. She's Canadian. So Shirley Jackson, Stoker Award, and Canadian. Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough. I think people will know. When are you announcing, by the way? When? Is it March? March or what? Like when are you? Yeah, me neither. The check already cleared anyways. Um we got more scotch, so don't worry. We got the end toast. I got this bunny, ha 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 ha, bunny, bunny, bunny. Boona haba haba hain. I don't know. What are you doing over there in Scotland? Yeah, I'll announce next month. Nice. Boona Habhain. Boona Habhain? I don't know why I care. It is of no import. It isn't Islay or Islay or whatever. It's the Petey Petey, but it's no Ardbeg. But it is here, and you are here, and I want to. I gotta keep worrying about kicking that dog. I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to do a toast to everyone who is going through the storm. You will be better on the other side, I promise. Mitch, will you be bringing drinks to Jeff Con? Mitch, you best believe. I think you have to drink a lot to be able to pronounce the name, much like a German beer. Ooh. You best believe. Yes. Thank you, Jeff. Have a great week all. Yes. And I will have more details on Jeff Con. I'm going to try to put it together. Like literally, I'm going to get the place. And then I am going to get all the other details ironed out. There will be a shirt. We're going to have a shirt. I'm going to make a shirt for it. It's going to be cool. And other things. And we're going to have Mitch there. Philip Fracassi will be there. I'm going to try to get other authors and artists, but please bear with me. It could just be a party for us to all hang out and like tell each other that, you know, wow, you're shorter than I thought you'd be, or taller, or louder, whatever. And we can all hang out and it'll be a great time. So cheers to all of you. Thank you for being here. I hope it's a great time for everybody. And please don't fall prey to evil booktubers. I don't know. I was trying to think of something witty and wise, but you know, it's like old man brain. Take it easy. I will see you all later. And stay frosty.